And to Sierra Leone now, where millions are eagerly waiting for the final results of the presidential elections. 75% of the votes are in, and they show opposition candidate Julius Maada Bio in the lead with 45% of the votes, followed by Samura Kamara from the ruling APC with 43%. Now, the final announcement has been delayed because the Electoral Commission has ordered a recount in about 83 stations, citing major irregularities. In the streets, anxiety seems to be building as the two top parties are neck and neck with a vote margin of about 15,000 votes. Local officials are calling for patience.
We believe that trust is paramount. We also understand the dangers of speculation and that false allegations have the potential to damage public confidence in the electoral process.
Of course, we believe in the process. So personally, what the National Electoral Commission is doing, I want to give them the credit for that, because it is better to have an accuracy than speed.
Voters have their own perspective in terms of economic, social, and so many Sierra Leoneans want to see a development in the country. So the race will be tight, wherein both sides might think they might clinch the presidency.
I'm telling everyone not to be so tension about the result. Let's wait for IRL to give us, and NEC to give us the final result.
Well, for the very latest on the Sierra Leone elections, let's go live to Freetown, where CGTN's Susan Mongeli is standing by. Susan, of course, as we know, 75% of the votes counted. But when should we expect the official tally to be announced?
Well, we are at the National Electoral Commission headquarters, where they're about to announce this result. We are here, and in the last 1 hour, we've seen a lot of activity, a lot of people coming in, media setting up, and it is true that indeed we are going to be having a press conference any time from now. There were delays, as you said there, because they had to do a recount in 83 stations where they say there were irregularities, ballot stuffing were one of the issues that were brought up, and other technical issues. So basically, everybody is here and anxious and waiting to hear of the results, and people out there want to know who is going to lead this country. Of course, analysts and experts have been talking about a presidential runoff, saying that the figures that they have right now will definitely show that there will be a runoff. But a lot of people say that yes, well, that might be a possibility. Ultimately, it is the National Electoral Commission. The final results are what will determine if that will happen. So we are here waiting for that.
And as you say, of course, concerns of irregularities in at least 83 stations. Has that led to a level of anxiety on the streets? What's the mood like in Freetown, and what measures have been put in place to ensure peace prevails?
Well, first off, security has been beefed up in various parts of Freetown. Everywhere you go, you'll meet security officers patrolling. But other than that, the National Electoral Commission has been coming out and telling people to be calm and patient, them that it is better for the National Electoral Commission to be accused of delays than just coming out with rushed results that perhaps will not reflect the whole voting process. And also, the National Electoral Commission, one of the things that it has done to ensure that there is peace and calm is just making sure that everything is out there. They've had at least some level of transparency, and also they have been commended by 4 international observer organizations have come out and said that the process so far has been above board to some degree. So they're saying that it is better to delay but have accurate accurate results. But the other thing also is that the presidential runoff, a lot of people talking about that, and I think ultimately, when indeed if this country in the next 14 days will be going through a presidential election, then that now is not a presidential election but a presidential runoff, then now that's when they will know what direction this country will be taking.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Susan Mongeli, live for us there in Freetown. And as she says, she is standing outside that electoral center where the final results are expected to be announced in a short while.